So you had earlier talked about the new partnership between the deAsra and Gokhale Institute. Can you tell us more about how the sum of the parts is bigger than the parts individually?
So, see, what we have done is we have built a electronic or a online platform right now where we have information about how to do various parts of the business. And we have people who come to us and take services from us. So first thing we are also doing is we are partnering with many institutions so that, and let me give you an example. So I'll give you an example of Swadeshi Jagran Manch. So Swadeshi Jagran Manch has a program that they have done nationally called Swavlambi Bharat Abhiyan. And they are talking to everyone about Udyamita Evam Swayam Rozgar. They have created 7,000 districts where they have people, Udyamita Kendra, all these other things. The reality is that when someone comes to these Kendra and says, I want to start a business, I want to do something, they have no information to tell them what to do. So this is where we come in. So they write to us, we have a phone number, WhatsApp number, we are on their app. If they look something up, people who are in these 7,000 districts, they are trained by us. So if they need anything, they come to us. If we have it, we can provide it to them. If they don't have it, we'll create it for them and send it to them. So this is how we are trying to expand our network. So this is one partnership we have done. Another one we are doing we have started is with AWA, which is the Armed Forces Wife Welfare Association. So they teach Jawans' wives on how to do craft and various other activities. But then if they want to create a business out of it, then they need help. So that is again another thing we are doing. So like this, we have been doing many different kinds of partnerships. Now the Gokhale one is a little different and important for the following reason. We found that while our team is able to get effective activities to happen on the ground and work with many people all across through this network, when it comes to government understanding the problems that SMEs have or changing the rules for SMEs or these nano entrepreneurs as we call them, our opinion is not necessarily that visible to the right people there. And people are looking for academic data in addition to just anecdotal information. So we thought it would be good to partner with some academic institution, and Gokhale with Ajit being there. Actually, Ajit Ranade was going to be here on the panel today, but unfortunately there was a family emergency. His mother got sick, so he couldn't make it. But we have been partnering with them to say that instead of us saying things, he saying things has far better impact. For example, the last few weeks he has been writing in Business Standard regularly about the importance of nano entrepreneurship. He has been talking to the finance minister and other ministers at the high level. And for example, tomorrow Pradnya is going to sign an MOU with Dharmendra Pradhan on how to do something with Nisbad. So anyway, so the idea is to see how to get some of our learnings to the government so that they can make policy changes so that this can actually help everyone in the country, not just some people at large. So that's why we did this partnership with Gokhale. And I must say they have put a staff, there's a whole team around it. They collect academic data, they are publishing research, and that has far better credibility than a white paper from the deAsra Foundation. So that's the reason for doing that.
Pradnya, do you have anything to add?
I think...
and Pradnya is now the new director of that place.
Yeah, and that itself is challenging because I have to move now or learn how to do academics along with operations. But that's a new challenge, and I look forward to that. So just wanted to add, just through example, how the two work together. So I was invited to Delhi by the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, MSD, through the deAsra context. They wanted to know how we can help them to scale the E part of MSDE, because they've been doing a lot of skilling, but they haven't really been doing a lot of entrepreneurship. So that's why they invited me to come and talk to them. And that was the first meeting. They heard what I had to say, and then they called me again for a Chintan Shivir, which is a workshop where they wanted all participants and contributors to come and talk on how they can take entrepreneurship ahead. And there were about 150 of us broken up into three kind of round tables of 40, 50 each. There again we expressed our operational side of things, but I also explained to them what we're doing on the research side. And with that, they actually asked us to write a one-pager that they could present to the PMO, which Lalita Gauri Kulkarni, who was doing the research and who was the past director of SEED, so she quickly wrote up that one-pager, and that was sent to the PMO, right? So to the PMO office. And now, as a result of all of that, tomorrow, as Anand said, they've invited me back to sign a MOU with NISBUD, which is one of the MSD-supported agencies that works on entrepreneurship. So that is again going to be on implementation, but they're also interested in doing research to figure out how and what they should be doing on the entrepreneurship side. So I think there's a very fine line between research and policy and how to do that and the implementation part of that. And it's a two-way street where whatever we are doing on the modeling side, on the execution side, we are able to build our playbooks and models and go back to the policy side to show that to them and get them to integrate those models on the policy side, and vice versa, look at the policy gaps, explain to them what they need to do to tweak those policies or create new policies, and then execute them on the ground. So it's sort of a very synergetic kind of a relationship, and I think that's just more power. The two coming together is not just going to be, just a small power, but a very, intense kind of an effort to advocate on behalf of nano entrepreneurs.